Good morning. This is Morning Coffee. I'm away this weekend, retreating. Physically, my body has endured the pains of being on dialysis now for 14 years, where it's starting to drain me. And in connection with that, mentally, I am being drained of the obsessive and compulsive thought and reactions to meeting my own needs because I'm expecting them to be met by others, which is something that I was taught since I was a child, that if no one's going to take care of me, I need to take care of me. The only thing that's difficult and painful about that is how I was taught to take care of me does not match the spirit or the vessel that is within me. Therefore, it creates contradiction, confusion, and conflict. Therefore, as much as I think that I'm able to show up for other people, which I try to do on a daily basis, I am unable to meet that task because of the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual pain. What's the lesson? Well, I am retreating. Okay? Some people fast. Some people do this collectively with other people. For me, I needed to have a spiritual retreat, a moment to regroup, to get my thoughts, feelings in perspective. So I've missed out on homegoing celebrations. I've missed out on being there to help people celebrate years of recovery. I've missed out on dealing with issues in my own backyard regarding some of my personal relationships with my friends. I missed out on the opportunities. And it's okay. Sometimes you've got to give yourself permission to simply heal. Healing is not going to come overnight. And when it does come, it's like a mighty rushing wind. And you are placed in an environment and in an atmosphere and around a group of people whom I believe that were chosen in that moment to help you to complete your assignment, which for me is to heal. And no sense in complaining about the bugaboos. No sense in complaining or giving you a detailed script about how I am living, how I think I should be living, or how I want to live. All I can tell you is now I'm in a safe place. It's a retreat. And it's given me the opportunity to take a moment to breathe, to reflect. And in that reflection, what I've gained is knowledge. And not so much intellectual knowledge, but the knowledge needed to regain the strength in my spirit to be the type of soldier that I've been called to be. A lot of you here or have seen me on that dialysis machine. But few of you will understand or know, unless you are on it yourself, what it does to the psyche, what it does to my body, how it drains me or even makes me feel. And I get up, I put on my act as if, and I move on through the day dealing with all types of people and personalities, on my job, in my home, in other places that I go, in my places of worship. It's like a never-ending battle. Sometimes it just seems like you're going nowhere. Sometimes it seems, especially on my job, which seems to be the most difficult challenge right now, where you are working in an environment where you want to trust people. You know that you are capable of doing stellar work. You want these people to get that you're not unique. You know you're not unique. You want them to appreciate that you get your butt off of a machine. And instead of complaining, you come right into work and you give all that you can give. And sometimes the way that they have taught me, people can tell you that you're priceless and that you're useful, but the words that come out of their mouth can sound very critical and very harmful. And so what that does is it begins to teach you not to trust what they've said about you, the compliments, but to focus on their critical remarks. So action speaks louder than words. You begin to think to yourself without, it's not even conscious, it's subconscious, that your self-worth means very little. And so you have bought into the idea because of what you've been taught. And all this is connected. And this is what's going on. That's why it's important to retreat, get with you. All this is connected, sadly enough to say, to the process of, my birth, when I came into the world, the family of origin that I grew up in. It's all connected. But let me tell you this. Let me give you this hope. Let me give you this inspiration. When you become vigilant and you stick to it, and you make up in your mind, your God-given mind, that you know you need a miracle to rescue you from insanity, becoming insane, depravity, and death. And we're talking spiritual death. And even, the death that overcomes your mind to where you begin to thinking, it would probably be better for me just to leave the planet than to continue living on in mess like this, even that. When you wake up in spirit and you realize, because God has put you around people who are about living life, that there is so much more to you and so much more to come than you give yourself credit for. And that what you must do, you must stay in the race. It's not about you winning. It's not about you losing. It's about you staying the course. And when you realize that even in your home, even in your family, even on your job, that all these people are also going through the very same thing, which makes none of you unique. That's why, with the spiritual eye, you begin to realize whom you meet mask to mask and whom you meet face to face. It's a huge difference. And the people that you will meet mask to mask, you will begin to understand that in order to obtain your personal freedom, and in order to continue to seek knowledge of God's will and the power to carry it out, it is time to drop the mask with them so that you can begin to flourish and do the work that you were assigned to do. So I'm here doing the work. You have to stop apologizing for not being able to be on every set, or for not